Hi friends, so welcome to the channel, and firstly thank you for all of you who subscribed, press the notification bell and engage in the chat section. Really appreciate your conversations and really inspired me to keep on pushing on this journey. As most of you would know by now, I've done a lot of things on this trip. I've been to small communities, chatted community leaders, traders on the streets, played some golf, and now I'm at a part of the journey where I get to challenge the way I think. And to do that, I'm using the executive development program at Stellenbosch Business School as a catalyst for that, right? So since I've been on this sabbatical, a lot of people have been asking what I'm running away from. Some I think I'm running away from politics, the boardroom drama or burnout. But the truth is, I feel like I'm running towards something. I feel like I am chasing clarity, stillness, and perspective. And I think for me, it's an opportunity not to just admire the tallness of the tree, but to check the root systems. I think some of us, we tend to build really big trees without actually supportive root structures. So how do you continue to grow your tree taller and protect the root systems? Because I think both of them are important. And I think for me, that's the question that's been bugging me, the question that's been sitting with me for a long time. And that's how I come to develop and adopt this framework that I'll talk to you about. And this framework consists of four key ingredients. And no, folks, you don't have to take a sabbatical to strengthen your root system. I'm going to share with you some basic principles and frameworks that you can use in your day-to-day life, things that take you less than 20 minutes on a daily basis. And I'm hoping that you'll see the compounding effect of 20 minutes on a daily basis it can have on a year, even on your career. Folks, this framework consists of really four key components. And the first is purpose, second is integrity, third, relevance, and finally, sustainability. Because whatever we do, we invest our energies on, we need to be able to sustain over the course of a career or of a lifetime. Let's talk a little bit about the first one, which is purpose. A purpose is simply our why. Why do we keep showing up? Now, why do we wake up every day to do what we do? And I think it's important that we are clear on that. I think some of us are very good at reciting our KPIs, our performance contracts, but we're not clear on what our why looks like and why we do what we do. And I think it's important that we develop that for ourselves. And I think one of the things we could do to really strengthen our why is to actually be clear on what is the impact you're trying to create in your current role. And what does that look like? And on a weekly basis, try to review the number of activities that you are doing and how many or what percentage of those activities are aligned with your why, are helping you achieve the impact you are hoping to achieve in the role. And I think for me, that's a really good place to start. You probably need just 20 minutes on a daily basis to review, and can imagine the compounding impact and benefit of that over a month, over a year, and over a course of a career. And I think it can be powerful in transforming your career and start transforming the energy you put into what you do. The second component of the framework is what I call integrity. And integrity for me is how aligned are the things that you say or do with who you are. And I think it's important that we do things that are aligned with who we are. In corporate, I think it's so easy to be misaligned. It's a compromise here, a misalignment discussion here and there and there. Before you know it, it's so far away from who you are, you don't know who you are and what you're trying to represent. I think it's important that we try and take an audit of everything, of our activities, of our interactions, and make sure that all we are doing, what we are saying, our actions are aligned with who we are. And if they are not, it's time to make an edit. Go back to them and start removing things that are not aligned with who you are. And I think that's important. I think the third component is what I call relevance. And I think for me, relevance is about how curious you stay, how curious you're willing to stay in your career. I've always said the best leaders for me have never been the smartest people, have been the most curious. People are prepared to ask the questions to build understanding. The thing that we need to think about is actually curiosity does not need permission. It just needs practice. The more questions you ask, the more you can learn. right? So my challenge to you is find 20 minutes every week to research, listen to a podcast, watch a YouTube short story, or even read on a topic that interests to learn. And what you learn in 20 minutes on a weekly basis can have an astounding impact on your overall understanding and your ability to create impact and contribute. The fourth and final component of our framework is sustainability. I think a lot of us expend so much energy that we are unable to provide the right levels of energy on a consistent basis. I think for me, sustainability is about finding the rhythm that works for you. Find the rhythm that allows you to stay invested, lean into your challenges, lean into your opportunities on a more consistent and a long-term basis. Friends, if the only time you take a breath is when you go on holiday, then the system is broken. We need to find ways to check in with ourselves on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. You know, one of the things that you could do to do this is build rituals in your day, week, or even your months. You know, what I tend to do as an example is on a daily basis, when I get home, I try and go for a walk. So I arrive at home, drop my things off, change into running gear, I go for a run or a walk. That allows me to clear the day, clear what's in my mind. When I come home and engage with my family or friends, I'm in the right framework to be present in those conversations. The other ritual that I love a lot is every Friday I come home, put my laptop in my home office, lock the home office, pour myself a glass of whiskey, and go sit in front of the TV. While I sip and enjoy my whiskey, I'm watching my favorite TV show. I think that tends to allow me or send a message to my body and mind that the week is over. We can relax. I think we need to build this ritual to teach ourselves to relax and disconnect from work and personal. I think for me, if you do that, allows you to find a rhythm that allows you to be successful in what you do. So, friends, I want to say it again. No, you don't have to take a sabbatical to strengthen your root system. All you need to do is to stand long enough to take a pause and retest and recheck where you are in your life. And I'm hoping these simple ideas that I've shared with you will be able to implement in your daily lives. So, once again, let's continue to learn together. I can't wait to see you again at my next stop. God bless and take care.